All right. Good evening to everyone on Facebook and YouTube and on your screens. This is April Burgaz. I'm the worship leader at Hillspring Church. This is my friend, Lindsay. She is the Sprouts director for our preschool here. And we are excited to have you join us as we talk about some of our favorite ideas to have fun this summer while staying safe and distancing and still making memories. But before we go any further into this, we just want to pray for everybody who's joining us, that we would stay safe and that we would still have an enjoyable time and find the good and everything. So join me in prayer this evening. God, we thank you so much for who you are and that we know that you're in control of all things. And it's an honor and just so amazing to be a child of God and to be called. And tonight, as we look at ways that we can still have fun with our families and enjoy this summer, God, I pray that you would touch those who are watching, that we would find the good in every day and we would look for you in the small things. We thank you for who you are and be blessed tonight as we just have a fun conversation together. So we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So Lindsay and I have been talking a lot about what we could do this summer, things with our families, things that we're excited to do, but also, uh, Disneyland trip may not be something that we should do.
That
That
we can't do.
I can't do. I mean, I wasn't planning on going this summer, but I'm sure that was a pretty big buzzkill for any 8-year-olds out there that really
Just
want
for our
to go.
family.
Yeah, but I guarantee Disney will be there again
Yeah.
for a future trip. So do not be dismayed. We have some things that we think will be great memory creators for you for the summer. But please, we'll tell you some of our favorite ideas, but check the guidelines for your county, what phase you're in, what's right in the places that you're going. Be prepared, wear your mask, whatever you need to do, but social distance, do no harm. That's what we keep saying. So please do those things. And we just want to share with you some awesome ideas. So Lindsay, I know you have some. This is good for me to find out. We went fishing for the first time last week, but y'all know all the spots. So why don't you tell us some of your favorite spots so we can actually catch fish? And maybe not everyone will hear these though, so that way we don't give up all the fish. But
Sure.
yeah, what are some of your favorite spots?
Well, these are just free ones that I know are great for kids and just to bring kids out. Our family's big into fishing. So, these are all fishing from banks, something that you don't have to get into a boat and go out in. But if you want to just take your kiddos for the day. So Columbia Park has the free kids pond that they stock every year in the spring just with little trout and stuff. And it's free ages, 0 to 14 can fish in that. I'm not exactly sure what the limit is on the fish, but you can always just Google Columbia Park and it brings up the free fishing pond. So that's a fun one. It's safe for all little kids. And then Sacagawea Park is just outside of Burbank. So if you just head like you're going to Burbank out Highway 12, it's just right there. And there's a little roped off swimming area and you can fish from the bank. And so, that's a great one for kids as well. And then the Last Resort is one of our favorite places to go. And I'm sure a lot of people like it. And, that's just outside of Pomeroy when you're going, up to the Toucannon, and they've got stocked ponds up there. So we go to one called Rainbow Lake, and everybody just brings camping chairs and you can sit around the lake and there's plenty of room to be distanced and, just be outdoors and have the fresh air and watch your kids catch fish. And yeah, it's great. It's great little milkshakes on the way up there too.
You've actually caught fish at these places though, right? You're not just telling us places you've seen water, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, keep going. I'm not going to go if you haven't caught any fish. So, okay.
Well, that's all I have for free ponds and things like that are close around here. I mean, obviously you can go to the rivers and fish off of the banks as well, or the docks, Chiawana Park. You can, go down to the docks and throw a line in there. Even the Yakima River, I wouldn't suggest eating anything out of the Yakima, but you can always catch and release.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's really the catch. I mean, you first have to catch one before you can eat one, right? Like, I mean, I guess you could buy some on the way home. Sometimes do that and be like, look what I caught,
Well,
I mean,
and the kids, they just don't care. Sometimes they just want to catch one and hold it for a minute and pull the hook out and throw it back in. So
yeah. We caught one this weekend and I was like, Audrey, you want to touch it? She's like, so I mean, but she thought it was cool that mom caught a fish. I mean, it was, yeah. We went up to Bennington Lake once, and that's where we caught the fish. But it was, there's huge places to fish, and so that's at least nice to get some fresh air. And you talked about fishing places, hiking trails. There's something about getting fresh air and seeing God's creation and being outside. And a lot of people around here have done Badger Mountain. If you haven't with your kids, I'll say that Audrey is 4 and she went not that long ago before in the before time. And she did fine. She got all the way to the top. She's been a couple times, and she's, like I said, she's only 4 years old. I'm sure she could have done it when she was 3. But anybody encourage you to do that. I know right now the front side, the steps are being redone. So just, yeah, I haven't been, but somebody told me that. So there's that. Also, nearby Benton City, my neighbors go up to McBee, which I guess is out in Benton City.
Uh-huh.
So, and I guess if that's not really for a 4-year-old, though, from what I understand, it's like a workout. It's like 1,000 feet difference between the start to the top. So trailhead. And have you done it?
No, I've driven up McBee because I live in Benton City, but no, I do not.
No, I will drive to the top. That's a good hike.
Snakes, so that's why.
Okay. Yeah. It did say we have seen snakes here. So be mindful of that too. It's not just social distancing. It's also little critters on the trail.
Yeah.
So Bennington Lake also has some trails, Mill Creek and Rooks Park. There's lots of little trails going through that. That's kind of past Walla Walla Community College, right on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was really pretty. You see the kind of the mountains behind it, and I don't know, it's not as green here, so it's kind of nice that you can drive an hour and see like green grass. And McNary National Wildlife Refuge, right, also out past Burbank. That's a spot. A lot of these places I haven't been able to go, but the reviews on Google are awesome. Yeah. Have you been there either, to McNary?
I haven't been to McNary. I've been to Ice Harbor Dam, and we've done the dam tour and stuff, but I doubt they're doing that right now. But that's a really fun thing to take kids on when they do open. So fun little date.
Well, and why not let them run some of the energy out that they have that I don't have. Same. Exactly. There's also, I know several people, and if you've gone on this hike, please let us know like what you thought. But Twin Sisters is out in Tushy area, and I know people have taken their kids out there. I think most of these are about 2-mile hikes. You can check them out online too, to just kind of see how long they are. Make sure that you're set up before you go. I'd hate for you to go to McBee with some of your kids and end up carrying them 3/4 of the way and finding out that was not so fun for you.
Yeah.
So if you have a trail that you have hiked or a fishing spot that you have gone to and had success at, put it in the chat there. People will probably love to maybe go to those same places. But again, practice social distancing, make sure you have your fishing license, abide by the law, please. Do no harm and do good.
Let's see. Oh, my mom says that my dad used to walk McBee in order to get ready for hunting season. So, I mean, somebody in our family did it.
Not you. No. I'm sure your dad probably carried weight too or something like, because when you pack a deer out, that's
right.
Or elk or whatever. So, absolutely.
Yeah. So, some of the other free things that I found that maybe just sticking around the house or something, for during the day, things like that, is Lego challenges. I've printed those off on Pinterest. If you just Google Legos, all kinds of stuff will come up, and you can print off a 30-day calendar of a Lego challenge, and there's a different one for each day, and those are great for kids to do. And they're hard. Some of them are hard, so that's good at time consuming, and they're using their mind, they're using their motor skills, all that kind of stuff. So that's a good one.
What age group would you say? Is it like all ages or youngins or?
I mean, I have a 15-and-a-half-year-old, and he still does it, so I would definitely, I don't know. So it depends on the Lego challenge. I would definitely say at least 7 to 8 years old up, because some of them are hard that I've printed off, make a pirate ship or different things like that. So, some of them are easier, make a pizza out of Legos. And so it just depends. But, Pinterest is a great place for those kind of things, and just print them off. And, that could be part of your school activity for the day too,
That's
the
true.
STEM activities. So, Another outdoor one is camping in the driveway. I've seen a lot of people do that on Facebook, and we haven't done it, but I know that, my kids would love it. We have a fire pit, and, you know, a lot of people pull their campers out and let the kids sleep in them that night and do s'mores and hot dogs and sleep out under the stars. So,
Yeah, we camped out in our backyard not too long ago, and that was fun. I mean, I don't know how long it's been since we busted that tent out, but Audrey thought it was the bomb that we got to sleep in the
oh,
backyard.
yeah.
I should have had a thicker mat because my back was so just note to self, parents, if you decide to sleep in the backyard, make sure you have something for your back because you will be hurting the next day. But your kids will love it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what else do you have free wise?
Set up a water obstacle course. That's something fun that I also saw. If you have a slip and slide, if you don't, you could go old school and do a tarp. You could, if you want to make it really slippery and fun, put a little dish soap on it. And
pro tip, baby soap doesn't burn your eyeballs. That's a summer camp. I was that's how I got here to Washington in the first place. I was doing summer camps, and we found out if we use baby soap, your eyes didn't burn. So go to the dollar store, get your baby soap and soap it up, and it is so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the obstacle course, you could do the slip and slide, sprinklers, water balloons, squirt guns if you have them, and just kind of set up an obstacle course for them to do. So,
yeah.
And then other things that I have are definitely on a budget, but on the lower end. So things that are, not exactly free, but if you are on a tight budget, but you still want to get out of the house or do different things around the house, then I have some other ideas for that as well.
Well, so, and ultimately, if you get your kids involved in planning these activities, ask them, what would you like to do? What would be
right?
Summer doesn't have to be boring, and we're at home, but we can still make memories. And I think I told Audrey that the other day when we went to bed. I said, this summer we are just going to make memories. And he's like, okay, she's like, okay, Mom, whatever you say. But I think approaching it like that, but ask them, what do you want to do? I was thinking, ask your kids, set up a summer bucket list, have them write down as many things that they would think would be really cool to do, and see by the end of summer how many of those things you were able to do. Because if you're doing the things they want to do, they're going to be so much more invested instead of, this is so lame, Mom. I don't even know why I picked this. You think you're being really cool and this is awesome, but if they don't have any buy-in, so have them decide. It could be, and it could, bring out the youth in you, I guess.
Yeah.
So, maybe keep them on the fridge or something. I don't know, but it could be pretty fun. Mm-hmm. I even thought about take the summer, speaking of making memories, and make a scrapbook, make a scrapbook, or have your kids journal about what they did over the summer, or even, you and I talked about making a time capsule in the yard. And then, I don't know, set a time or somehow set a reminder in your phone for however many years from now, and then go crack it open.
Yeah.
By then we won't still be staying at home. 5 years from now, college at home, and that's not gonna, we're gonna make it through this, everybody. That was just a joke. Okay. I also thought about some of the older kids. We used to do this at camp too. We'd play flashlight tag. And so what, you have cool neighbors, or you're in a cul-de-sac, maybe you can play flashlight tag with your neighbors. That's social distancing.
Yeah. You're not
high beam, real good mag light flashlight, so that could be something.
Yeah.
And you talked about obstacle courses. You could do that, also without water. You could make your own Ninja Warrior course just out of what you have, necessarily stuff. So,
and, plan a family bike ride. We have a lot of nice biking trails too around the Tri-Cities. That's, we have a ton. So hop on your bike, go.
Absolutely. If you're coming up with ideas too while we're talking, put them in the chat. This is a very collaborative thing. We just want you to have don't think that this summer is going to be boring. I know at my house, it's not going to be boring. I have ideas. It's just the energy I need to have. So thankfully there's drinks for that. So another thing.
Joni put on, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Who said what?
Joni put on here, the app All Trails is awesome.
Yes.
All Trails is awesome. That's a good one for people that are looking for trails to hike.
Yeah, because it also kind of rate them too. I think it'll kind of give like easy, medium, hard, and then like the distance of the trail a little bit. And there's sometimes people have reviews too. I mean, you kind of want to know before you go.
Sure.
Pro tip too, some of the bathrooms at these places are still closed.
So
keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah.
You have a small child, go before you leave the house and just be prepared because they're going to be closed. So don't go too far away from home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Geocaching, we haven't talked about that, but if you've never gone geocaching, there's an app you can get on your phone. Basically and in the Tri-Cities, there's just, I think, thousands at this point of these little things hidden. It could be a little trinket, it could be a little box. Anyways, you click on it and it'll kind of give you an idea of where to find that geocache. And then it's like a treasure hunt in a way. I mean, would you call it a treasure hunt? Maybe?
Yeah.
Like a scavenger type.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's lots of free ones. I know there's one like off Riata Road near my house, but I haven't gone yet because I don't know why. It's like 2 blocks from there and I haven't gone.
Yeah.
I should do that. That'll be on the memory list.
Yes. Add it to your list.
Also, you can check on Facebook because there are things like virtual planetarium. I guess, would you call it like a tour or a viewing, I guess?
Yeah.
You and your kids could get into astronomy. And I think I was even telling you about an app that you can get on your phone that's called, you could search like Star app or Star Guide or something. And you put it on your phone and then you just hold it up to the sky above you. It'll kind of track where you're at. And then it'll show you where the stars are. And they even show you like constellations and things like that. And I don't know, if you're into that or you want to get into that, it's fun for me. It's, we set up called Venus.
When you're camping outside, in the driveway or, camping in your backyard, that's a great thing to do. Yeah.
And there's different, meteor showers and things that happen from time to time. So again, get your kids involved, have them help figure out what could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some, like, I know you've already done some fun things with your kids over the summer that are kind of low cost and cool. So what are some of the things that you've thought of that are kind of in the Tri-Cities, but maybe don't cost too much to be able to do?
Yeah. So we did Kona Ice. They're just, a local shaved ice company. And so you just follow them on Facebook at Kona Ice Tri-Cities. And you get on there and it'll show you a 1 mile radius of where they're going to be. And then you make your order. And it's just a $10 minimum order for them to come right to your driveway. You get to pick your flavors of your shaved ice. And I kind of surprised my kids with that. So, I mean, it was fun just to have that experience. They also like it if you get in the driveway and draw them a picture or welcome them some way with sidewalk chalk. And then they take pictures and they'll post it on their Instagram and Facebook page. So, I mean, that's a fun activity for the little ones too. So,
and delicious.
And yeah. So that's a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Just a treat every now and then when they deserve it, and maybe
when I hadn't had a snow cone in a long time, and I had one last year, and I thought it was, I was like, I have not had this much sugar at one point. This is why kids go crazy after that. So you feed them the snow cone, and then you slip inside for an hour. Right.
Yeah.
And then that's good because they have and then they take a nap.
Yeah.
And they're clean because they slip inside. Right.
There you go.
It's just perfect. We're giving you life skills, people. Yeah. Going back to that free thing, speaking of life skills, something else free though, is to teach your kids life skills this summer.
Yeah.
Like if you have a high schooler or you're a teenager, teach them how to change a tire, maybe but you've never spent the time doing that. Teach them how to change a tire, teach them how to change the oil. If you've not taught them how to get a stain out of a shirt, here's a good time to do that. You know, little things, maintaining the lawn equipment. It's just, you know, as a parent, I hope that Audrey learns so much from me because I took the time to teach her. She's 4 now. She probably thinks I'm more of a dictator at this point. Like, no. Yeah. Anyways, I'm a really good parent. But, you know, teach them life skills, teach them how to, you know, balance at the bank account or something. And, you know, what do our finances look like? I mean, your summer can look like whatever y'all want it to look like, but, you know, just make the most of it, I guess. So,
and, you know, simple things like, I know my brother and his wife, they had their oldest learn how to ground beef, just a pound of ground beef, learn simple things, you know. What can you do with ground beef when you brown it? Spaghetti, tacos, the possibilities are endless.
I know. Just eat it straight. I mean, it's delicious. Yeah, absolutely. What other like low cost things do you have too for at home?
For around the Tri-Cities, Middleton Six Sons Farms, you can follow them on Facebook as well. And that's what, if you just type in Middleton Six Sons Farms, and you can pick asparagus, and they make blueberry donuts right there that look amazing.
I love donuts.
Deep fried. So I've seen that, you know, people can go out there. So that's something, you're supporting local, but also you're outside, social distancing. Polka dot pottery is another one that I actually ordered a kit for a friend who had surgery. And so you can get on to polkadotpottery.com, and then you just click your location. So it's Kennewick, and then they have kits that you can order on there to paint. And, you know, they range anywhere from $20 to, depending on how much you want to spend, maybe $60. You know, and the higher end ones come with multiple pieces to paint. And then it also comes with the paint, which is nice. And you place your order online, pay online, and then they set a time for you to come by outside of the store, and they set it on a table just outside of the store for you to pick up. And then they'll set a time for you to bring it back to get it fired and things like that. So, you know, that's a fun one too. That's fairly inexpensive.
Something kind of like that too. I saw that wet palette paint party. Like they do some online paint parties, and I think the price maybe is similar. I can't tell you exactly, but you know, on Facebook, there's just event after event that's going online, and sometimes it's just supplies that you purchase ahead of time or whatever. But those, you know, artsy things. I know we have some people in our church that love polka dot pottery. Really cool. So, you know, pretty neat.
Yeah, and they have stuff for, you know, little kids. They can get they have a piggy bank, you know, different piggy banks that they can paint and stuff. If you want something for little kids all the way up to, you know, high schoolers, they have mugs and just different things. So yeah, they have a good selection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Applegate Blueberry Farm is another one that I found. It's a You Pick Blueberry and Strawberry Farm, and it's in Burbank. And if you just follow them on Facebook at Applegate Blueberry You Pick, and they show you the dates and the times. They're always closed on Sundays. I know that. But I know that they've been really busy and really popular just with everything that's going on, because you can go out there and, you know, social distance and be outside from people. And so they're really good about posting on their Facebook page, hey, if you're headed out here, we are picked out for the day. So, you know, look for another date and time. But they're another one, you know, supporting local. And again, headed out to Burbank, you can stop and fish and pick some blueberries and strawberries as well. So
absolutely. Yeah. I love strawberries. Yeah, absolutely. You know, you mentioned, as we were talking about this a little bit yesterday, a spa day at home. I know sometimes some people in the house may not be down with that, but I was just telling Audrey, like, you might think I'm pretty tough. I love getting my toes done, but I can't go right now. And I
know, I miss it.
But I'm going to try to do that. Just me and Audrey, you know, Nick doesn't paint his toes. I mean, he's not down with that. So, but Audrey and I, that's something we could do, you know, kind of eat some brownies or whatever and have a little spa day, just me and her. And, that's something that you could do. You can order some face mask stuff from Amazon, or, get your nail polish and everything out. And
yeah, you can get face masks for $1 at, Walmart, do it through your pickup,
If you do the charcoal mask with the glue, please video it. If it's, you never know it's going to happen. It could go viral. If you don't know what I'm talking about, after we're done, I don't know what you would, maybe face mask fail, charcoal face mask fail. I don't know. It's hilarious. That's for another time. But one thing I've done, and I've done this as a Christmas party. The worship team knows about it because we did it a few years ago. And it sounds bad. You can try to call it whatever you want to, but this is the best way I have to describe it. I think your older kids will especially love this. Your younger ones, the title of it may not be great, but have a death row dinner at your house. It sounds terrible, but it's delicious. So just ask everybody in the family, if you could if it was your last meal, what would you want to eat? And I guarantee you're going to have to put Tums on the list too, because what you're going to eat is going to give you a stomach ache, but your kids are going to love it because it's all the stuff you're like, no way. So mine would probably be, it usually switches between wings and tacos, or it's either one of those two plus donuts, because I love donuts, but I don't eat them because, I try to stay healthy and don't do it. But that would be, what would yours be, do you think?
On the spot. If it's from a restaurant, Chick-fil-A, hands down.
Oh, for sure.
But homemade, I really like chicken fried steak if it's done right with right gravy and mashed potatoes. But I also I'll eat pizza pretty much from anywhere too. So
yeah. Nick was like, sushi. And I was like, you have to pick something that we can all eat. I don't want to eat sushi, and he's like, but that's Nick. That's what I want to. I was like,
well, and you could do it different nights of the week. Have one person in the family pick theirs and you cook that for everybody,
I don't think my gut can handle it. I can handle one meal. I don't think I can handle a whole week of death row meals, but it is funny. And then your kids are thinking it's hilarious. Even your older ones, and you might be surprised. They might be like, Mom, I love that meatloaf that you make. And you'll be like, okay, well, I'll make the meatloaf, whatever it is.
Yeah. And Lori Williams put on here a really good one, Cupcake Wars with your kids. That's a great idea.
Great idea. Yeah. I mean, you get to eat cupcakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
And that's the age kid too, really.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be surprised. Some things you might think, oh, maybe they've outgrown this, but they might think it's fun. Just never know. Yeah. Speaking of like baking stuff too, we like to make ice cream. I have this killer chocolate ice cream recipe, but you could like spend the summer trying to make the next best ice cream flavor or invent the next best yard game.
Yeah.
I know we have a family in our church that when all this stay home stuff started, they set up some sort of like, I don't know, putt chip type golf thing in their front yard, but they're using like a plastic golf ball. So it like a wiffle ball type. So it really, and so the neighbors walk by and they see them playing and, so that's kind of fun. So you can invent your own ice cream, invent your own game. You could, I don't know. I even saw like Mythbusters. You could try to solve some of these sciencey myths and things like that. So just get creative and know what could happen.
Yeah. And one thing my boys did this week was they built electrical rods that you put down in the ground so that you can get your own night crawlers, because we were having such a hard time finding night crawlers, and now they're not cheap like they used to be, and you have to go into the stores. And so we started a worm farm, and so they love going out there and putting those electrical things in the ground and watching the worms come up. So
that's crazy.
It's a good time. And he just YouTubed how to make it, went to Home Depot, got the parts, made it, and it was a lot of fun.
Wow. Yeah. Do you have to do that a certain time of night, or you just?
No, anytime. Yeah. And the best is in the grass. We tried it in the mud, and then we tried it in the grass, and the grass was the best. It was neat. I
Wow.
mean, it's take maybe 30 seconds and you start seeing them come up. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah.
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 That sounds super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Audrey would think that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that also, it doesn't have to just be your kids. I would encourage, spouses to either, I've seen some of our church family is doing like Zoom dates or,
Yes.
double dates or Netflix watch parties with another couple.
Yep.
Nick and I have been, there's this board game called Quirkle, or it's not board game, it's like a tile game. And I'm pretty sure he's cheating somehow because he's beat me a lot. But we've played like, I think 30 times so far since we've been staying home. And I'm batting, I'm like at 500, I guess. I've only lost like half, but still it's hard for me to lose. I've definitely thought about stopping this tournament several times over the course of this stay home because I'm living with him and he's beating me. Not beating me, but like beating me at this game. So, I mean, there's that. So you could pick a game that you and your spouse like to play, put the kids to bed and play, like spend some time together, not watching TV and like doing something fun. And likely one of the spouses will be cheating and they will win a lot. But, you just have to call them and pray for them.
Yeah.
So that's Quirkle that we've been playing in case you want to play. And I think Trevor was asking about what the name of the snow cone place is, and it's Kona Ice.
Kona. Yep.
Kona Ice.
Kona Cities.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing I've seen on, people do as couples is trivia nights, So that's a fun too, as couples or.
And yesterday when we were talking, I think we noticed that Proof, the restaurant there on Columbia Center, is actually having a bingo night. So if you order food, you go pick it up and then you get a free bingo card to play live with them. So that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
There's also the like murder mystery packets you can get in the mail. So you and your spouse can kind of play this murder mystery game and figure out who done it at the end of it. Yeah, I've seen those. I haven't tried one yet, but they look fun. I mean, you're home, so you got to find creative ways to have fun.
Yeah. Outdoor movie. That's another great one too. I mean, you do have to have a projector if you want to, project it onto a sheet or something. And so I did a little research, and on Amazon, you can get a decent one for about $65. So that's always fun to do. Put a sheet up in the yard and do a movie, and the kids love that kind of stuff.
For sure.
They're outside. It's different. Pop popcorn, get Kona Ice to come, then watch your movie.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's super fun.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Awesome. What do you have like for us? I mean, we've kind of talked about a lot of this, but we wanted to kind of make sure that we round it out as, some of our suggestions for people. To not forget, like, make memories and have a great time. But, it's also a great chance to teach your kids about how to give back as well, to do some of that.
Yeah.
Some of your ideas on that.
Yeah. We have a neighborhood app. I think, it's a pretty generic app called Nextdoor, but you can get on there and type in your address for your neighborhood and do a radius of, how far out you want to go from your neighborhood, a couple miles, or just stay within a couple blocks. And you can post different things on there to your neighborhood. So, I posted if anybody needed a grocery pickup or medication pickup, that's something that you can offer to do for people. So I feel like that's a great way to give back, especially if they're elderly and they can't get out or whatever the case is. We also saw that you can do a s'mores package and leave it maybe on your neighbor's doorstep. So you could do, a box of graham crackers and a bag of marshmallows and a thing of chocolate bars, and maybe just put a sweet note. You don't even have to put who it's from, but maybe just something to kind of brighten their day, something to do with their kiddos that night. And so that's a good one. I also had my own kids write part of their schooling. I had them write letters to people in nursing homes and assisted living and mail them to them because, they are so isolated right now and they can't have anybody coming in or going out. So I just had them both write a couple letters, and we send them to different nursing homes, all the way from Prosser to, you know, to Kennewick. So, and we just had them write "Dear Resident." That's what I had them do, draw a picture, tell them about what they like, what they, are doing, how they feel about the quarantine. So I feel like, they love that kind of stuff. I feel like that can put a smile on somebody's face too, to get a card or a letter from a little one.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
And I know a lot of people are cleaning things out right now, being home, organizing and cleaning out closets and drawers and stuff. And we've done the same. And we had just a ton of DVDs and movies that we had cleaned out that we just don't watch anymore. I don't know how many people do still watch DVDs very much. And I called, one of the nursing homes here in town and just said, "Hey, would you guys like these for the residents?" And they loved it. So I just put them in bags and left them outside and on the bench, and called her and told her they were out there, and she went out there and got them. So you don't have to, you have contact with nobody. You're just setting it out there. But I also thought it would be good for people to go through, puzzles, for assisted living, books, magazines, even, that you're done with, instead of throwing them away. Make a pile to donate, that kind of stuff, and call around and see who needs that for the assisted livings and the nursing homes.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, because there may be, and speaking of like cleaning out stuff, there may be families that are having to use some of the local resources that have never had to. Maybe they've lost their job, and it's just a totally new thing. And I know donations are very important in teaching your kids that, that they could be donating things that they're not using, clothes that they've grown out of that are still in good shape, because there's families who do need it. And, another thing, I don't know any healthcare workers that live near my house, but a really cool thing could be to sneak attack their yard and do it for them sometime. So if you have a neighbor that's a healthcare worker, or maybe even a grocery store clerk, somebody who's really been working hard, and you notice, maybe sneak attack it, your family, and don't, mow it, and then just kind of watch out your window together as a family and see if they watch them come home and be like, "Oh my gosh, my yard looks awesome. How did this happen?" There's little fairies. And so, it'd be kind of fun as a family to do something fun for somebody else. So absolutely. Yeah.
I saw a lady on Facebook, a local lady, and I just thought this was the coolest thing. I haven't done it, but I need to. Is she set up a blessings table? So she just set out like extra groceries that she maybe had, maybe when all this started, some people stocked up on certain things, so they have extras or whatever, and she'd set that out on a table. If you have a garden, you could set out your extra fruits and veggies on it, and people could come get what they want. If you had extra cleaning supplies, or like I was talking about earlier, maybe magazines or puzzles that you're done with, set it out there. And she just puts a sign out there, "Please take what you need." And hopefully most people kind of use the honor system and not grab everything. But, I think that's something neat to do too, and to show your kids. So
Peggy asked if Sun Terrace was one of the nursing homes that your boys wrote to.
Yes.
That's sweet.
Yes.
Good. Awesome.
Yep.
And, there's so many things that you could do this summer. I guess the ultimate thing that we want to encourage you to do, whether you have kids that are high school age, whether they're little, maybe you're a couple that is empty nesters, there's still fun things to do. The summer doesn't have to be boring. You can do fun things, even from your home. Just get creative. If I know not everybody would want to do this, but Pinterest, man, you can find all kinds of ideas, or just Google summer fun activities 2020, because people are coming up with some really creative ideas. I found one list that had 100 things on it, and I was like, I can't believe somebody came up with 100 things, but they did. And a lot of these things that we've talked about, some of the fishing spots, the trails, that kind of stuff, we will try to, over the next day, put those into the church chat groups. We have a church chat group that you can join. And we also have a parents of youth and kids group that you can join too. So join those, and we encourage you to share, what are you doing this summer? How are you making memories? How are you giving back? and put those in the groups so it'll kind of spur more ideas for other people. And, this summer is going to be great. We
Yeah.
just stay positive. The good thing is we're all in this together.
Yes.
And it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see what's on the flip side of it. One last thing, if you are doing a scrapbook, you can get a little app on your phone for Walgreens or Costco to put the pictures from your phone and just order right there. They're like anywhere from 10 to 30 cents a print if you want to print actual pictures to put into, little frames or a scrapbook for your kids or something like that. And it's really easy, but make memories. This could be one of the most fun, memorable summers for your family if you take the time to really just embrace it and enjoy the sunshine. And yeah, I'm excited. I just even what we've talked about so far. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of, we have a huge agriculture here, which is amazing. I mean, just getting outside and being able to support all these local places too, is cool. I mean, you're getting outside, your kids are getting exercise. And I think that certain things, like when they're picking their own fruit, they feel, that just makes them feel good. Things like that too. My kids love to do stuff like that. We go and pick cherries every year. And that's another fun one for families to do. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And how blessed we are to live in this area with hiking trails and fishing and warm weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not all the time, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. If you go in the woods, watch for ticks and snakes. Okay. Just fair warning, but don't let that deter you. Also, if nobody noticed, Lindsay and I matched today. And so we're really representing Hillspring. So we didn't do that on purpose. It just happened. So anyways, we're so glad that y'all joined us tonight for this town talk. We hope that your summer is full of so much joy and fun. Next week, our town talk is actually going to be with Nikki Wood from Eastgate Elementary, Jean Block. She is our After School Matters director, and Art King, who we also heard from this last weekend in our Memorial Day worship. And they're going to be talking with our pastor, Trevor Owen, about just the impact in the East Kennewick area with After School Matters, the mobile market, the incredible donation that our church family was able to put together of $50,000 to help those in need over there, and just what we can continue to do to give back and to make an impact in our community. So please join us next week for that, 6:30. Lindsay, I miss your face. I'm glad we got to chat for a while. And, I'm going to make sure I catch all the fish in all those places you told me. No more fish. She's frozen. There she goes. Yeah, it'll be fun. So appreciate y'all. Take care. We miss you. Have some fun this summer, okay?
Yes.
See ya.
Bye.